Hello O-level students. Today I am going to do Department of Education Northern Province End of Year Evaluation 2020 Paper 2 now. You know already you get 3 hours for this paper and you have to answer 10 questions. 5 questions from part A and 5 questions from part B, and each question carries 10 marks. So in the first page you get question number 1, it's about graph question, and question number 2, algebra question. Then you get a statistics question for question 3. Next, you get question number 4, percentage question. 5th one, about volume. 6th one, about matrices, and then you get part B. Part B starts from question number 7. That's construction question. And then you get progression question. 9th one, sets. 10th one, you have to draw scale diagrams and find angles, trigonometry question. 11th one and 12th one are proof questions, circle theorems and triangles and parallelograms theory. So you have to select 10 questions. 5 from first part and 5 from the next part. And you can ask for rough papers to answer all the questions and a graph paper to draw the graph. Let's do this paper now. Let's take question number 1. It's about graphs. So you have to first find the value here and then draw the graph and then answer the following questions. So you can ask for a graph paper. The table is given to draw the graph of the function y equals x plus 1 into x minus 3. Find the value of y when x equals minus 1. Substitute x equals minus 1 in the equation. So let's do that. Y equals, instead of x you can substitute minus 1. Minus 1, minus 3. What happens here? Minus 1 and 1 become 0. So 0 times any number is 0. So y equals 0 here. Then find the range of values of x when the function is negative. So you have to draw the graph to answer this question. So how we are going to draw the graph? You have to select a scale. Minus 2 to 4. So let's take 10 squares for 1 unit. So starting from minus 2, minus 1, 0. So we'll start y-axis from here, y-axis here. And then you can count from, what's the maximum? 5. So that means we can start from 5 here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's the x-axis, and then minus values up to 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Now you can draw the x-axis. So draw the x-axis. So x-axis from minus 2. So here minus 1, minus 2 and up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So label x and y. So you get 1 mark for adjusting the scale. And then you can mark the points. Minus 2, 5. Minus 2, 5 is here. Then minus 1, 0. This point. 0, minus 3. Here. 1, minus 4. 2, minus 3. 3, 0. 4, 5. After that, you can smoothly connect the points. So what's my advice? You can take the ruler and connect the edges here, corner ones, but other ones you have to smoothly connect. So let's connect from the vertex point. So this is this one, and then you have to connect this point. So this is the quadratic graph. And then from the quadratic graph, you can answer the following questions. So let's write down the scale first. So scale is, we took 10 squares for 1 unit. So that means 1 over 10, that's 0.1. That means very small square is 0.1. Then y-axis is also 0.1. 10 squares, 1 unit. Now we'll answer the question. Find the range of values of x when the function is negative. Where you get negative value? That means below the x-axis. Where to where? When you take below the x-axis, it's x values from here to here. So already those 2 points are known, -1 to 3. So you can write x is in between -1 to 3. So what about the next one? Write the root of the equation x plus 1, x minus 3 equals 0. So that means y equals 0. What happens? Y equals 0 means on the x-axis. What are the root values? When you solve the equation, you can easily get the answer. That's -1 and 3. So x becomes -1 or x equals 3. So let's give marks for this part. So you get 1 mark for finding the solution here and 3 marks for drawing the graph. And the next one we can give 2 marks and the other one just 1 mark. The next question, write the root of the equation x plus 1, x minus 3 equals to 2. Now the y value is equal to 2. Y equals 2. So what you do? You draw a line, that's y equals 2. That means this line, the horizontal line when y equals 2, and find out the intersecting points. So when y equals 2, what are these values? So this one you get -1 point. Here one small square is 0.1. So -1.4. X equals -1.4, or this side, what is this value? 3.4. So those are the solutions for this equation. When y equals 2, what happens to the graph? Then the last part, write the coordinates of the vertex of the graph. Y equals x minus 3 whole thing squared minus 6. Is this the same graph given? You can check it. So x squared, when you expand, you get x squared minus 3x plus x, that means minus 2x plus minus 3. So let's take this one. X squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 6 plus 3. So that's not the same graph, because when you expand this, x minus 3 squared minus 6 means what? X squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 6, that's plus 3. So this graph and this graph is not the same. So that's a different one. So don't refer this vertex point. That's wrong. So for this graph, what is the vertex point? So you have to refer this one. So when the graph is in this form, x minus b whole thing squared plus c form, we can say b is the x coordinate of the vertex point and c is the y coordinate of the vertex point. So referring to that, what is the vertex point? According to this one, we can say 3, minus 6. So that's the vertex point of this graph. So how many marks we can give for this question? So let's look at it. So minus 1.4 and 3.4, you get 2 marks. And this one, 3, minus 6, you get 1 mark. So we have given altogether 10 marks for this question. Let's do the next one. Question number 2. It's about algebra. So you have to first make an equation, solve it, and solve the simultaneous equations. So let's do that. So you have given a rectangle with length 2x plus 3 and the width is x minus 1. If the area of the above rectangle is 75 square centimeters, show that this one satisfies 2x squared plus x minus 78 equals 0. So what's the area of a rectangle? Length into width or length into breadth. So let's do that. Length is 2x plus 3. Width is x minus 1 and that's equal to 75. Now expand brackets. You can use FOIL to expand brackets. 2x into x is 2x squared. 2x into minus 1 minus 2x. 3 into x, 3x. 3 into minus 1, that's minus 3. That's equal to 75. Now you get 2x squared. Minus 2x plus 3x is plus x. Minus 3 minus 75 becomes minus 78. So you get the same equation. How many marks we can give for that? You can get 3 marks for that. Next one, solve the equation and find the length and breadth of the rectangle. So what's the equation? We found 2x squared and plus x minus 78. How you are going to solve? Can you factorize this? First check whether you can factorize. 2 times, so you have to multiply these two. 2 times minus 78. So you get minus 16. So here 1 remaining, 14, 15, minus 156. What are the factors? We can divide and see. Divide by 3. Divide by 3 again. No, you can't divide by 3 there. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. So check. You need to get plus 1. 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 2, 12. 12 and 13 is minus 156. So those are the factors. So you can split the middle term to plus 13x and minus 12x. Now take 2 at a time and factorize. X, you can take it out. That's 2x plus 13 minus 6 you can take. So this becomes 2x and we have taken minus out and this becomes plus. Divide by 2. Divide by 6 here. 6 times 1, 6 times 3. So you get 2x plus 13. Again 2x plus 13 is common. Take it out. And what's remaining? X minus 6 is remaining. So that's equal to 0. So 2 factors are equal to 0. What can you say about this? You can take either this is 0. That means 2x plus 1. 2x plus 13 can be 0 or x minus 6 can be 0. So what are the solutions? X becomes minus 13 over 2 or x becomes 6. X is the length. Just check. X is length. Now x minus 1 is the breadth. When you plug negative value, what happens? X becomes negative. So x cannot be negative. X is greater than 0 because it's about length. So what's the solution for this equation? X should be 6. But they are asking, solve the equation and find the length and breadth of the rectangle. So what is the length? 2x plus 3. What is the breadth? X minus 1. So we'll substitute x 6 for length 2x plus 3. 2 into 6 plus 3. That means 12 plus 3, 15 centimeters. And what about the breadth? What about the breadth? X minus 1. So that means 6 minus 1, 5 centimeters. How many marks we can give? So we can give 4 marks for this. So 2 marks for finding the factors, 2x plus 13 and x minus 6 up to this point. And then solving and find out the length and width, 2 marks. Altogether 4 marks for this question. Part 3, solve simultaneous equations. So 2 equations, 2 unknowns. How we can do this question? There are fractions in the second equation. So let's try to get rid of these fractions. What you can do? What is the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3? 2 and 3, that's 6. So when you multiply the whole equation by that 6, everything, the denominator get cancelled out. Let's do that first. So x over 2 multiplied by 6. Y over 3 multiplied by 6. 3 into 6. This is an equation. So you have to multiply all the terms by 6. What happens? 2 times 3, 3 times 2. So 3x plus 2y equals 6 times 3, 18. So that's your second equation. And what's your first equation? X minus 3y equals minus 5. Now check the coefficients. Coefficients are not the same. So you have to convert to the same thing. So when you multiply the equation 1 by 3, you get the same coefficient for x. So let's multiply the first one by 3. 3x minus 3 times 3, 9y equals 3 times 5 minus 15. That's our third equation. Now you can subtract the 2 equations. Why? Same coefficient, same sign. To get rid of that variable, you have to subtract. So 2 minus 3, you get 3x, 3x get cancelled out. 2y minus 9y equals 18 minus 50. So what you get? This becomes plus. 9 plus 2, 11y is equal to, this is also plus, 8 plus 5, 13, 3, 33. So y is 33 divided by 11, that's 3. So what about x value? Which one is the easiest? We'll take the first equation, substitute x equals, substitute y equals 3 there. X becomes minus 3y, you can take it to the other side. 3y, that means 3 times 3 minus 5. 9 minus 5, that's 4. So x equals 4 and y equals 3. So how many marks for that part? So you get 3 marks altogether. 3 marks. Solving everything. So here the process will give 1 mark and finding y value 1 mark and finding x value 1 mark. So we have given altogether 10 marks for this question as well. Let's take question number 3. It's about statistics question. The following table shows the information about attendance of servants in a working place for the last 40 days. Write the class interval of median attendance. What is median means? The middle value. So already arranged in order. How we find out the median? By taking the cumulative frequency, we can easily do that. So starting with 4, 4 plus 5, 9, 9 plus 8, 17, 17 plus 9, 26, 26 plus 6, 32, 37, 40. Altogether 40 days they have considered. So how you find the median? 40 divided by 2. In this one, just we can divide by 2 and see where the median value. 40 divided by 2 is 20th one. Now you have to consider where you get the 20th one. So look at the cumulative frequency row. So here after 17th, 18th, 19th, 20 up to 26, that's this interval. So that means 20th one also included in this interval. So what is the median class? Median class is 25 to 30. We can't find a particular value for that. So you have to write the median class there. So how many marks for this part? Just 1 mark. Next part, taking mid value of model class as assumed mean, find the mean attendance per day to the nearest whole number. So what is the model class? When you take this one, highest frequency comes here, 25 to 30. So 25, 30 midpoint you have to take as the midpoint of this one is the assumed mean for the next one. So let's do that. So the intervals are 10 to 15 from there. 10 to 15 and 15 to 20, 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 45, and then total. And these are intervals. And how you find out the mid value? We add the two values and divide by 2 boundaries. So let's take the mid values. 10 plus 15, 25 divided by 2. What's the value? 12.5. So likewise here 17.5. So that means you have to add 5. 22.5, 27.5, 32.5, 37.5 and 42.5. Those are the mid values. Then we have to take the D value, and D value becomes the difference between X and A. But what is the A value? First you will write A value. We have to take this value as A. Mid value of the model class, 27.5. So 27.5 is the assumed mean. Now you have to take the deviation. So subtract these two, you get this one 0, minus values here, plus values here. Now we have to multiply by F and D. So what are the F values? We have to take F values from here. 4, 5, 8, 9. I'll take here 4, 5, 8, 9. And what are the other F values? 6, 5, 3. 6, 5, 3. Now let's multiply the F value and D. Minus 15 into 4, minus 60. Minus 10 into 5, minus 50. Minus 5 into 8, minus 40. 0 into any number, 0. 5 into 6, 30, plus values. And 10 into 5, 50. And 15 times 3, 45. It's easy when you write the positive numbers towards left side and negative numbers towards right side. Now we'll take the total negative values when you add 11 plus 4, 50, minus 150. What about positive values? 5, 8 plus 4, 12. 125 minus 150, minus 25. What's the total of frequencies? That's 40. So what is the mean value? Mean value becomes, I'll write down here, assumed mean is 27.5 and minus 25 over 40. So 5 times 5, 5 times 8. 5 over 8, roughly, 27.5 minus 8 times 6, 48. For 20, that's 8 times 2, 16. Again, for 40, 8 times 5. 27.5, we'll do the calculation here, minus 0.625, subtract, you get 5, 7, 8, 6. 26.875. So, to the nearest whole number you have to round. So, here 26.875. When you round it to the nearest whole number, that becomes 27. So, 27. Because 8 is more than 5, we have to add 1 to the previous one. 27 is the answer. So, what it means? Mean attendance per day is 27. Then the next part, if a servant should report 20 days per month, find the total number of servants absent in a year. So, here this is 27. This is for a day. And this is for 40 servants. So, what about one servant? When you consider one servant, number of absent days, 27 over 40. And then this is per day. Then 20 days are there, so you have to multiply by 20. And this is for the year. How many months are there? 12 months. So you have to multiply by 12 as well. So what's the answer? 20 times 2, 2 times 6, 6 times 7, 42, 4 remaining, 6 times 2, 12 plus 4, 16. 162 days. This is assuming find the mean attendance per day. So 162 days. So let's see how many marks for this part. So according to this one, let's give 1 mark for finding mid value and 1 mark here and finding the total 1 mark. 1, 2, 3. Then using this equation and finding the mean value, 2 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll give 1 more mark for rounding. And here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we gave 1 mark before, 7. So 3 marks for the last part. So 3 marks given for the last part, 162. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Let's take question number 4. This is about percentages. Share market is there. So let's do this one. Let's take the first part. The price of an item marked keeping a profit of 40%. When the item is selling, 10% discount is given. The sold price is 4,410. So let's consider that. Let's consider that 4,410 is the selling price. Then marking price with the 10% discount. And then you get 40% profit for this value. So you have to find 2 values. So what is the first one? What is the mark price? So you have to find the mark price here. So 10% discount. So if the buying price is 100, you can sell it for 90. So other way around, if you are selling for 90, the buying price is 100. And if you are selling for 4,410, what's the buying price? 100 divided by 90 multiplied by 4,410. 0, 0, 9 times 4, 36. So 36 and 81, you get 9. And 0. So 4,900 rupees is the marked price. Now from that, what is the buying price? So buying price is less than 40% profit. So how you do the other way around? If you buy for 100 rupees, you have to sell it for 140. So we know 140 value. So we'll do other way around, 140. The buying price is 100. What about if the value is 4,900? What is the buying price? 100 divided by 140 multiplied by 4,900. 0, 0. When you take 2, that's 7. 7 times 700. 700 times 5, 3,500 rupees. That's the buying price. Let's give marks for this part. You get 2 marks for this value and 2 marks for this part. Let's do part 3. Find the profit. So what is the profit? Selling price is 4,410 and the buying price is 3,500. The difference between 4,410 so profit is equal to 4,410 minus 3,500. 0, 1, 9. So 910 rupees is the profit. Find the percentage profit. How you find the percentage profit? Profit over buying price. Buying price is 3,500 into 100%. 2 zeros get cancelled out. 5 times 7, 5 times 1, 5, 8 and 2. Divide by 7. 7 times 2, 14. 42, that's 6. 26% is the percentage profit. So how many marks for that part? You get 2 marks for this part and 2 marks for this part. And let's take the next one. Part B. A man invested 30,000 rupees to buy shares which pays dividend of 6 rupees per share. The annual dividend income he received is 7,200. How many shares the man bought? We know dividend income and dividend per share. So easily you can find out number of shares using that. Total dividend income is 7,200 and each one is 6 rupees. Divide by 6, you get number of shares. 1, 2. 1,200 shares he bought. Find the buying price of a share. 30,000 rupees invested. So what is the buying price? 30,000 divided by number of shares. 30,000 divided by 1,200. You get 12 times 2, 24. 60, 12 times 5. So buying price of a share is 25 rupees. So how many marks for that one? You get 1 mark for finding number of shares and this one 1 mark. So we have given all together 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 5. It's about volume. The radii of 2 cones given are A and 2A. So let's mark. This is 1 cone, smaller one. The other one radius is 2A. And perpendicular heights are 3A. This height is 3A. And the other height is 9A. Respectively, the 2 cones are filled with water completely. Find the volume of water in 2 cones with A and in terms of pi. So let's take cone A. What is the volume? Volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3 pi r. R is A. A squared into h is 3A. Simplify. You get 3 and 3 get cancelled out and pi A cube. What about cone B? 1/3 pi, radius is 2A. 2A whole thing squared, not just 2A squared, whole thing squared into height is 9A. Simplify, 3 times 3. So 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3, 12 pi A cube. So the volume of water in 2 cones with A and pi separately. So these are the 2 answers for this one. Let's give marks for this part. So you are getting 2 marks for finding this volume and 2 marks for finding this volume. So let's take the next one. Find the total volume of water contained in 2 cones. So we found out pi A cube is 1 volume and 12 pi A cube is the other volume. So just add those 2. These are like terms. So total volume is equal to, so you get 13 pi A cube. So how many marks? So you are getting 3 marks for finding the total. Part 3. The volume of 2 cones is equal to a hemisphere of radius B. Write the volume of hemisphere using B and show that B equals cube root of 39 over 2 square root cube root into A. Now we found out the total volume is 13 pi A cube. That's equal to the volume in the hemispherical shape with radius B. So what is the volume there? So when you take the full sphere, you get 4 over 3 pi r cube. So B cube. But you have to divide by 2 to get the hemisphere. So divide this by 2. You get 2/3 pi B cube. So we can equate. What's the total volume we found before? 13 pi A cube. That's equal to 2/3 of pi B cube. That's the volume of a hemisphere. Now we can make B as the subject of the formula. Pi get cancel out and then make B cube as the subject first. So cross multiply. 13 times 3, 39 A cube, and this 2 you can take it down. And how you find the B value? You have to take the cube root of this value. Cube root of 39 A cube over 2. But A cube you can simplify. Cube root of A cube becomes A. So you can simplify this further and write down cube root of 39 over 2, and then cube root of A cube is A. So B equals cube root of 39 over 2 into A. So how many marks you can get for this part? So you get 4 marks for this part, equating the volumes and simplifying. Altogether, 4 marks for this question. Let's take question number 6. You get matrices and last part you have without using logarithms, you have to simplify. So decimal simplification. Let's do this. If 2A plus this one is this, find the matrix A. Addition of matrices. So how you make 2A as a subject? You can take this matrix to the other side. So 6, 2 minus 7, 1 minus 4 minus 2, 1, 5. Subtraction of matrices. So what happens? Corresponding elements you can subtract and the size is the same. 2 by 2, 2 by 2. 6 minus 4 you get 2. 2 minus 2. You get 2 plus 2, 4. Minus 7 minus 1, minus 8. 1 minus 5, minus 4. 2A is equal to this matrix. So what is A? You have to divide all the elements inside by 2. 2 divided by 2, that's 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Minus 8 divided by 2, minus 4. Minus 4 divided by 2, minus 2. So that's the A matrix. So how many marks for that part? So how many marks for that part? You get 3 marks. Second part. A is given, B is given, find AB. Multiplication. So what is AB? A 6, 2, 5, 1 multiplied by 2 minus 2, 1, 3. What is the condition for multiplication? The columns of the first one should be the same as the rows of the second one. So that's okay. So what is the resultant matrix? You get again 2 by 2. This and this. 2 by 2 matrix. That means you get 4 solutions here. 4 elements. So what is the first one? First row, first column value. First row, first column you have to multiply. 6 times 2, 12. 2 plus 1, 2. 12 plus 2, 14. If you can't do at once, make sure that you write down separately and add it. This one is first row, second column. First row value multiply with the second column value. 6 into minus 2 minus 12. 2 into 3, 6. Minus 12 plus 6 is minus 6. Next one. Second row, first column value. Second row, first column value. 5 times 2, 10. 1 times 1, 1. 10 plus 1, 11. Next value, second row, second column value. Second row, second column. 5 times minus 2 minus 10 plus 3 minus 7. So that's the answer. How many marks you are getting? You get 3 marks for multiplication. Part 3, simplify without using logarithms. So how you are going to simplify? What's the easiest way to do that? You can write decimal as a fraction. 0.81, you can write 81 over 100. And square root means power half. 22.5, how can you write as a fraction? 22 and a half, you can write as a improper fraction, 44 plus 1, 45 over 2. So I can write 45 over 2. Now division becomes multiplication. So 81 over 100 square root, divide by 45 over 2. I can write this one as 81 as 9 squared and into half. 100 means 10 squared into half, because square root you have to consider for both numbers. Multiplied by reciprocal of the second fraction. 2 goes up and 45 goes down. So what's the value? You get here 9. This one is 10. 2 over 45. 9 times 1, 9 times 5. 2 times 1, 2 times 5. What's the final answer? 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 5 is 25. So as a fraction, you can keep as 1 over 25, or you can write down as a decimal. So you can multiply by 4. 4 over 100. Multiply by 4, both the numerator and the denominator. That means 0.04. You can either keep the answer as a fraction or a decimal number. So how many marks for that? You get 4 marks for the whole thing. So we gave 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do part B. Answer only 5 questions. So you are given 6 questions, but you have to select only 5 questions. Question number 1. It's about construction. So construction means you can only use the pair of compass and the ruler. Construct the trapezium ABCD, AB parallel to CD. AB is 4 centimeters, AD is 5. The angle DAB is 75 and CD equals 5. So first we'll sketch it. What's the shape of the trapezium before we construct? ABCD. AB is parallel to CD. So we'll take, if it's AB, the other CD should be parallel. And AB is 4 centimeters. And AD. So the C should be other way around. So I'll erase this value. This should be C and this should be D. Because when you mark the trapezium, this should be in order. A, B, this part should be C and this is D. And AD is given 5 centimeters. And DAB is 75. Not like this actually. So towards this side. But doesn't matter, we'll mark it. 75 should be DAB and CD is 5 centimeters. So something like this. So now we can construct. So what is the first thing you can do? We can take the ruler and just mark a line segment and take the ruler and the compass. Now you need to measure 4 centimeter line. 4 centimeters measure. 4 centimeters and keep that on the line and mark the 2 points. And label those two A, B, and we'll mark 4 centimeters. Then you have to construct 75 degrees. How you construct 75? Either you can do 90, construct 90, then 60, and the other 30 you have to bisect. So 60 plus 15. So we'll do that. So we'll construct 90 first. Take the compass and construct 90-degree angle to A. Take a certain distance. You can mark on both sides. And I'll extend this line toward this side. Now you can take any length, keep on top of this point and draw a line. Now take the compass and you can take any length here. Keep on top of the marked arc and draw the other 2 arcs. So this is 90-degree angle. Connect A with the intersecting point. So this is 90, so I use the broken line because I don't want to draw 90-degree angle. Then what is the next step? I can take 60 degrees using the compass. So take any distance and you can mark a point here and point in the middle. Again keep the same length and mark the other arc. That's 60-degree angle. Again, I am taking the broken line and mark 60 degrees from here. So how you construct 75, 60 plus 15. So this 30 you have to bisect. So let's bisect this angle. Take the compass. Now I'm trying to bisect this angle. Take a certain distance. You can draw an arc here, an arc here. And then take a certain distance. You can keep on top of the marked arcs and draw the middle arcs. I'm doing angle bisector. Bisecting angle 30. Now I can take the continuous line. Now I have already drawn 75 degrees. I can connect. That's 75 degrees. 60 plus 15. Then what is the next one? So we'll mark it. This is 75. Then AD is 5 centimeters. So you can take the compass, 5 centimeter length, and you can mark from A. This point is D. This is 5 centimeters. Then the line DC is parallel to AB. So you need to now draw a parallel line. How we are going to draw a parallel line? You can either copy this angle, 75-degree angle here, because alternate angles are equal, or parallelogram method. So let's use parallelogram method to draw the parallel line. So what we can do, you can take the same distance as AB from D. You keep it here and you can mark the arc somewhere here. And now we can measure A to D. A to D, and the distance from B to that point should be the same. You keep the compass on top of B and you can mark it. So we are using parallelogram method. That means opposite sides are equal, lengths are equal. Now you can draw the line from D to the intersecting point. That's the parallel line. Now what's the distance from D to C? That's 5 centimeters. You take the compass and mark 5 centimeter length from D. That's the C point. From here to here. So that's C. Here. Now you can connect B and C. So we drew the ABCD trapezium. These two lines are parallel. This line and this line are parallel. Then the next one, construct the circle, the center on the extended AB. Extended AB means you have to extend this line towards this side, and BC with a chord. BC with a chord. So BC is a chord. Construct the circle, the center on the extended AB. So center should be on AB. How can we find out the center? So BC is a chord. When you connect the center and the midpoint of the chord, that should be perpendicular. So the easiest way to find out the center is we can construct the perpendicular bisector for BC. So let's take the compass and we'll construct perpendicular bisector. I'll take a different color for that. So take a distance more than the length of BC and you can mark an arc above and below the BC line. Then do the same thing for C point. You keep it and draw the below arc and here this one. Now you can connect these two points, intersecting points, and you can draw till you get the BC AB line. That line and this line intersection is the center of the circle. This should be the center of the circle. What's the center? It's not given a letter. So let's take O point. Now you have to construct the circle. So let's take the compass. Center is O and it should pass us through C and B. So that means the radius should be either C point OC or OB. So both points are the same, the distances are the same. So now we'll draw the circle. So we'll take the full circle, something like that. So you get BC as the chord. Then what's the last part? It says measure and write the radius of the circle. You have to measure the radius. So that means OB length and OB length or OC length. So let's take the compass and just do that. So this distance, we'll measure it. So I'm getting 8.4. 8.4. So you can get plus or minus 0.1. So the radius is 8.4 centimeters. And what's the last part? Mark a point on the circle as P and construct a tangent at P to the circle. Any point you can mark and you have to draw a tangent line. Okay, let's take this point is P. And how you're going to draw a tangent line? First, we have to connect the center with that point. And then you can draw a perpendicular to that at P. So let's take the compass and draw a perpendicular line. How you are going to draw a perpendicular? Take a certain distance. You can draw two arcs on both sides and take a bigger length. Keep it here. And you can mark here and keep the compass on top of this point and mark the other arc. So the intersecting point and P we can connect. P and this point. That's the tangent line to the circle at P. Now you can extend this line with the ruler. So when you are connecting, connect it properly. So my line is not okay. So let's do it properly. So here to here. And I can extend here like this. So that's the tangent line drawn to the circle at P. So let's give marks for all these parts. So here, first part, constructing the trapezium, you get 4 marks. And then finding the center and drawing the circle, you get 3 marks. And the last part, so 3 marks, this one 1 mark is included there. So I'll put 2 and 1. So I'll erase this one and put 2 and 1. 2 marks for drawing the circle and finding the center, and 1 mark for measuring out the radius, and last part, drawing the tangent, 3 marks. So altogether 10 marks for the construction question. Question number 8, it's about arithmetic progression. And also you get a part in geometric progression as well. In the arithmetic progression, 16, 9, 2, minus 4. 4 terms are given. Find the 12th term. So we know first term is 16. What's the difference, common difference? How you find out the common difference? You can take any term minus the previous term. If you take 9, that's 9 minus 16. Or you can take 2 minus 9 or the other one. So what's the answer? Minus 7 is the common difference. How you find out the nth term? Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. You need to know this formula. If n is 12, you get the 12th term, T12. T12 is, first term is 16, 12 minus 1 is 11 into minus 7. Do the multiplication first. 16 minus 77, what you get? Minus 61. And which term of this progression is minus 124? Nth term is given, minus 124. You are asked to find n. First term is 16 plus n minus 1, d equals minus 7. First you can take 16 to this side. Minus 140 equals minus 7 times n minus 1. I can divide both sides by minus 7 without expanding this one. So when you divide, what happens? You get 20 is equal to n minus 1. So what is n? N becomes 20 plus 1, that's 21. So 21st term is minus 124. So how many marks for this part? You are getting 2 marks for finding the 12th term and 21 answer, you get 3 marks. Part B. The sum of the first and the second terms of geometric progression is 4 over 9 and the sum of third and fourth terms is 4. Taking the first term as A and the common ratio as R, build up 2 equations. You have to consider sum. The sum of the first term, that's A, plus second term. What's the second term? If you know the ratio is R and first term is A, AR is equal to 4 over 9. So I can take A out and write down 1 plus R. That's easy to write like that. That's your first equation. What's the second one? Sum of the third and fourth. Third term, how can you write? Third term we can write as AR to the power 2. And fourth term you can write AR to the power 4 minus 1, that's 3. So we'll write that one. The sum of the third term and fourth term is equal to 4. Again, I can take A and R squared out and I'm getting 1 plus R. Now I need to solve. Next part it says solve the above equations and find the first term and the common ratio. 2 equations and 2 unknowns you have to solve. Now especially in geometric, how you get rid of one variable? You have to divide. arithmetic progression, you have to subtract the two equations to get rid of one variable. This is geometric, so we can divide. So we can divide 2 and 1. 2 divided by 1, what you get? AR squared into 1 plus R. Divide by A into 1 plus R. That's equal to, I took this one first, 4 divided by 4 over 9. Now simplify. Can you see a lot of terms get cancelled out? 1 plus R get cancelled out with this one. A get cancelled out. So you get R squared there. 4 divided by 4 over 9. How can you write? You can write as a reciprocal. Multiply by 9 over 4. Here when you simplify 4 and 4, 9 you get. So R squared is 9. What's the square root? R becomes square root of 9, that becomes plus or minus 3. So here they have not mentioned about a positive value of R, the sum of the first term and the second terms. Here you can get an idea from this one. So the ratio is 3, it's a bigger number. But what happens here? The sum of the first term and this one is a positive answer. So can you get ratio negative? You can't get, because if you multiply by negative, a value minus this one, definitely you get a negative value. So we can take positive as well. Only positive as well, but we'll write down this and you can write after that. When R equals positive 3, what's the value of A? You can use the first equation. Which one is easy? First equation, you get fractions. So 4 over 9, we'll take the first one. 4 over 9 is equal to A into 1 plus R. 1 plus 3 is 4. So you get, divide by 4, you get 4 and 4 get cancelled out. You get A equals 1 over 9. So first term is positive, and if you take R equals the positive value. So let's take the negative value and see. If R equals negative 3, what happens? You can check it whether this answer is correct or wrong. If R is negative 3, when you substitute to the first equation, that's 4 over 9 equals A. 1 plus R, 1 minus 3. That becomes minus 2. So what is A value? A is also negative, but it's not mentioned in this question whether A is positive or negative. So you can consider this as well. So when you divide by 2, minus 2 over 9. 4 divided by 2. So you get minus 2 over 9. So here, just check it whether this is possible. First answer is negative. And then you can substitute to this one and see. So A is negative. This is negative. So this R squared is a positive answer. So R squared 9. 9 into minus 2 over 9, you get minus 2 here. Just checking whether our answer is correct for negative, minus 2. If A equals minus 2 over 9, R cube is minus 27 into minus 2 over 9. So minus minus, again you get positive. So 6 minus 2, you get 4. So that means this is also possible. So there are two possible solutions then. You can write when R equals positive 3, A equals 1 over 9. If R equals a negative answer, A equals minus 2 over 9. This is your second answer. Let's give marks. So in the marking scheme, they have done only for positive solution, but it's not mentioned in the question. Solve the above equation, first term and the ratio. Nothing given about whether it's a positive value. So you can keep both the answers. 3 and 1 over 9. And you can keep the negative answer as well. So 5 marks for this part. So solving. And we didn't give marks for this part. So 2 marks for writing the 2 equations. And then 3 marks for solving. Question number 9, it's about sets. So let's do that. 35 children sat for the O-level examination. 35. This is the children who pass O-level and boys. So we can take 35 as the whole thing. 35. 27 of them passed the examination. So 27 passed the O-level examination. 12 children out of passed students was boys. So out of 27, 12 were boys and who passed the exam as well. 3 girls failed the examination. So girls means outside the boys circle, but you can't keep it here. So that means outside the 2 circles, that's 3. 3 girls failed the examination. Show all the information in the given Venn diagram and complete it. So we know this is 27, this is 12. So what is this part? 27 minus 12, you get 5, 1, 15. Then you can easily find out this part as well. 35 minus 3 is 32. This one is 27. 32 minus 27, you get 5 here. Then what's the question? Find the number of boys who failed O-level examination. Outside this circle, but inside boys circle. So 5 students, 5 boys failed the O-level examination. So let's add and see. 27 plus 5, 32. 32 plus 3, 35. So let's give marks. You get 5, 12, 3. Here you get 2 marks for showing all the values and 1 mark for finding this solution. Part B. There are 5 boys and 8 girls in a classroom. 2 children are selecting at random for the monitorship, taking 2 children as monitor and sub-monitor and taking the other event as boy or girl. Draw a tree diagram to show the above information. We'll draw the tree diagram. First take as monitor. So we'll take this one as monitor. It can be boy or a girl. So how many boys are there? 5 boys and 8 girls, altogether 13. Then the second one you can select as sub-monitor. Again, boy or a girl. So now already one student has selected as monitor. So you can't select the same person for sub-monitor. So if 5 boys were there, now only 4 boys remaining out of 12. This one becomes 8 girls out of 12. Now already one girl is selected, 8 from 8. So then this becomes 7 over 12. This becomes 5 over 12. So this is the tree diagram. And it says, using the tree diagram, find the probability of selecting 2 boys. So 2 boys is this path. So probability of 2 boys is equal to 5 over 13 into 4 over 12. 4 times 3. So you get 5 over 39. What's the next one? Find the probability of selecting 2 girls. Probability of 2 girls. One girl is 8 over 13. The other girl is 7 over 12. So 4 times 2, 4 times 3. You get 14 over 39. So how many marks for that? So you will get 3 marks for drawing the tree diagram. And calculating the probabilities, first one 2 marks, the other one 2 marks. So we have given all together 10 marks. So 7 and earlier we gave 3 marks. Let's do question number 10. It's about angles and you have to measure. And here you have to draw a scale diagram as well. Nimal observes a top of a tree on a bank of river from a point opposite bank of the river. The angle of elevation of the top of the tree is 50. AB is the breadth of the river. This one. When Nimal moves 200 meters from the river towards this side and reaches to point Q, the angle of elevation of top of the tree from this point is 30. So this is the tree. BP is the tree. So we'll mark those two. Angle of elevation, if this is 50 degrees. Angle of elevation. And here the angle of elevation is 30 given. To show the above information, incomplete sketch is given in the diagram using a scale 1 to 4000. 1 to 4000 means what's the scale? That means 1 centimeter represent 4000 centimeters. So that means divide by 100, you get 40 meters is 1 centimeter. So 200 meters means how many centimeters we have to take? 5 centimeters. 200 divided by 40, you get 5 centimeters. So you have to consider 5 centimeter length as QA. So let's draw the diagram, scale diagram. You don't need a compass here. You can take the ruler, set squares to draw scale diagrams. So let's take a line first and you can measure from here. Let's take from here five centimeters. And then you have to keep the protractor. You can measure the angle 30 degrees from the first point. (10, 20, 30). 30 degrees from here and 50 degrees from this point. 2, 3. 4, 5. Now you can connect this one with this and this one with this point. This is 5 centimeters. This is Q A. We measured 30 degrees. This is 50 degrees. The intersecting point is the P point. This is the P point. Now you have to draw a perpendicular line. What's the easiest way to draw the perpendicular line? We can take the set square. You don't need a compass there. What we can do, we can keep the set square on the line and then you search for the point and you can draw the perpendicular line here. So when you keep the point here, now you can draw the perpendicular line. So let's draw the perpendicular line from here. From here we can draw the perpendicular line like this. So you can mark, this is P and this is B, and we know this is 90 degree, the horizontal line and the vertical one. This is the tree. Then using the scale diagram, find the breadth AB of the river, this length. So you need to measure that and find the centimeter value first. Map length according to this one, 4.5. Map length is 4.5 centimeters. 4.5 centimeter is the map length. So what is the actual length? You have to multiply this by 5. Multiply this by 40 because 1 centimeter represents 40 meters. Multiply this by 40. You get the actual breadth of the river. 0, 4 times 5, 20. 4 times 4, 16 plus 2, 18 and put the 0. So 180 meters is the breadth of the river. Let's see how many marks. So you are getting 2 marks for drawing the scale diagram. And then finding the length AB, also 2 marks. So 4 marks for that scale diagram question. Let's take the next one. According to the data given in the diagram and using trigonometry tables, find the magnitude of ACD, this angle. Now we are going to find. To this angle, opposite is given and hypotenuse. So this is the right angle triangle. You can use the trigonometric ratios. So CATOA. Can you remember? Sine ratio is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan ratio is opposite over adjacent. So to this angle, opposite and hypotenuse there. Opposite and hypotenuse is the sine ratio. So you can write sine of ACD angle is opposite is 8, hypotenuse is 12. Simplify. 4 times 2, 4 times 3. 2/3 when you write as a fraction, 6, 6, 6, 7. So how you find out the angle ACD? You have to take the sine inverse of 0.6667. So let's look at the sine table and get the angle. 0.6667. You have to find where you can find 0.6667. 0.6670 is there. So 67 and 48, what's the difference? 68 and 67. 67 and 48 is there. 19, we need 19 more. So let's check where you get 19. We can take 8. So what's the angle? 41 and 48. 41 and 48. So 41 degrees and 48 minutes is the ACD angle. Let's take the next one. Find the length of AB. Length of AB. So this one. So again, can you see BAC also? Right angle triangle. So this point is marked as 90 degrees here. So we need AB length. This length. And we know this angle. And we know this part. To the ABC triangle, this is the opposite and this is the adjacent. So you need to use tan table. Just check it. We have 41, 48. But you don't need to do that. We can take this angle as 90 minus that. So 41, 48 is there. 41, 48. Subtract from 90. So don't do 90 minus that. You can write 89, 60 minus 89, 60 minus 41, 48. Subtract 8, 4, 48, 12. So this angle is 48, 12. To that angle, we can take, it's easy to take, this is 8 and what is the other one? AB is the hypotenuse. Again, we can use sine. So we can write sine of 48, 12 is equal to 8 over AB. So what is AB? 8 divided by sine value. Sine 48, 12. So let's do that way. Refer the table and find what is sine 48, 12. You have to refer the second table. 48, 12. 48, 12 means what's the value? 48, 10 and 2. You have to add 4. 74, 51 plus 4, 74, 55. 74, 55. 74, 55. 0 point. Now you can divide and find the AB length. 8 divided by 0.7455. Or if you are using this angle, then you have to use tan. So either using tan or you can use sine. If you are using here sine, what happens actually? You get a decimal value. But you can do with tan also. So let's divide. When you remove the divisor, you get 1, 2, 3, 4. 80,000 divided by 7,455. Let's do the long division. 80,000 7,455. 1 subtract 5,450. 5,450. So there's nothing there. So here, when you take 54,500, you can take 7 there. 7 times 5, 35. 3 remaining. 7 times 5, 35 plus 3, 38. 3 remaining. 7 times 4, 28 plus 3, 31. 3 remaining. 49 plus 3, 52. So here it's a number less than this. So we can say 10.7 roughly. So AB length is 10.7 centimeters. So let's see how many marks we can give for this question. So we can give 3 marks for finding this angle and finding the length AB. That's 10.7. We can give 3 marks. So 3 and 3 is 6, and we gave 4 marks before. Altogether 10 marks for this question. Question number 11. It's about circle theorems. The points A, B, C and D are on the circle of the center O. TA and TB are tangents drawn to the circle. AOB is given 132, ACD is 58 and AOC is a straight line. So O is the center. So here we know AC is the diameter and this is tangent. So this is 90 and this is 90 because TB and TA are tangents. Find the size of ATB. ATB. So how do you find out this angle? We know this is 90, this is 90, this is 132. It's a quadrilateral. The sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360. So 90 and 90, 180 plus 132, you get 312. Subtract from 360, you get the angle 48 degrees. So this ATB angle is 48. This is 48. So how many marks for that part? 2 marks for that. Let's do the next part. Find the magnitude of BDA. BDA, this angle now. What can you say? This angle, AOB, is the angle subtended at the center. ADB is the angle subtended on the circumference. So what's the relationship? This angle is half of the angle subtended at the center. So straight away you can write ADC is equal to half of 132. So what's that? You get 2 times 6, 12. 12. So 66 degrees is the answer. So you can write down the reason. The angle subtended at the center is double as the angle subtended on the circumference. So 66 degrees, 2 marks for that. Show that BDC is half of ATB. So what's the angle we found here? 66 and the previous one is 48. This is 48 and this is 66. Now let's try to find out ATB. ATB is 48. BDC. BDC, this angle. How can you find this angle? AC is the diameter. So what is ADC angle? ADC angle is 90. Semicircle angles are 90 degrees. -90 - 66 is BDC. 90 - 66 is BDC. What's that? 24 degrees. So we can see 48 divided by 2 is 24. So you can write this is equal to half of 48. That means half of ATB angle. So how many marks for that part? You are getting 3 marks for showing that. Fourth part, find the size of OBD angle now. OBD angle, this angle. So we'll mark all the angles that we know. How you find out that angle? OBD. OBD angle. Look at carefully and see. This is 58. And what is this angle? This angle is 180 minus 132. So we can write BOC angle is 180 minus 132. 48. This is 48 and here this is 48 and you need this angle. What you know about this angle? The sum of 58 and 24 is that angle. So we can write first B. So there's no letter here, so we'll put X or something. So X angle is 58 plus 24. Addition of opposite interior angles. 82. This 82 is same as these two angles. So we can create an equation OBD plus 48 degrees should be equal to 82. Exterior angle is equal to the sum of opposite angles. So OBD is equal to 82 minus 48. 34 degrees. So how many marks for that part? You get 3 marks for finding this angle. So we have given altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do the next one. So you have to show the two triangles are congruent and it's a parallelogram. BXDY is a parallelogram, a proof question. Let's do that. Write 2 necessities a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram. So what you know about a parallelogram? Opposite sides are parallel and equal. So you can write down that. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. And then what you know about angles? Opposite angles also equal. Or you can write down What about the diagonals? Diagonals bisect each other. That one also you can write. So you need to write only 2. Diagonals bisect each other. So you get how many marks for writing 2 reasons? You get 2 marks, 1 each. So you don't have to write 3. Then let's take the next one. In the parallelogram ABCD, the perpendiculars drawn from B and D to AC is BX and DY. Prove that ADY triangle, this triangle, and BCX triangle are congruent. So let's take ADY triangle and BCX triangle. We know it's 90 degree. Those are right angle triangles. So we can first write down AYD angle is same as BXC angle. It's 90 degree angle. And what are these angles? If you take this angle, that's equal to this angle because alternate angles are equal. DAY angle is same as XCB angle, alternate angles. Then what is the other reason you can write? This length is equal to this length. Opposite lengths are equal. AD is equal to BC. Opposite sides of the parallelogram. So 2 angles and 1 length. So what's the congruency case? Angle, angle, side. So ADY triangle is congruent to BCX triangle. What's the case? Angle, angle, side. How many marks? You are getting 3 marks for showing the 2 triangles are congruent. Prove that BX is equal to DY. So from the previous part, we already found the 2 triangles are congruent. The corresponding elements of the congruent triangles are equal. If you take this angle, opposite to this angle is dy. Opposite to this angle is bx. So straight away you can write bx is equal to dy. What's the reason? Corresponding elements of congruent triangles. So that's the reason. You have to write down the reason. So how many marks for this part? You are getting 2 marks for writing down the reason. Next part. Prove that bx dy is a parallelogram. Let's see. Let's connect the lines and see. Bx dy. Show that this is a parallelogram. From the previous part, we found that dy is equal to bx. And what else? And what else we can say? Here, this is 90 degrees. And this is 90. Yeah, what are these two angles? 90 and 90. Alternate angles are equal. So we can write TYX angle is equal to YXB angle. YXB. That's 90. We can see that. But alternate, those are alternate angles. Z letter, alternate angles. So alternate angles are equal. Alternate angles are equal means dy is parallel to bx. dy is parallel to bx, and we found before dy is equal to bx. We proved that in the previous part. What can you say now? One pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. It's a parallelogram. One pair of sides equal and parallel. We can say bx dy. Bx dy is a parallelogram. So how many marks for that question? So you are getting 3 marks. So we gave all together 10 marks for the whole question. So we completed all 12 questions in paper 2. So you have to do only 5 questions in part A and 5 questions in part 2. Make sure that you select the easiest 5 questions from each part. Do this paper first and then watch my video to check your answers.